Hi all, this is a quick video to show you how to control the tractor step sequencer, which is this thing, with a Tractor Controller X1 first generation. So this is an older controller, about 15 years old now, and obviously the pattern player, I should call it, is a feature that comes with the latest edition of Traktor, which is Traktor Pro 4. Now, the MIDI mapping for it is not included, so you need to make your own one, and that can be a somewhat intimidating and complex task if you're not familiar with the software and how it works. But we can see in Controller Manager that we've got two controllers. So to make the pattern player work, the trick is plug your two. So I've got a second X1 that's running the normal functions for deck 1 and 2, or A and B, I think they call it. Oh no, 1 and 2. And then I've got Kontrol F1 for deck 4 with the remix set. So then that leaves us deck 3 I'm not using on at the moment, but we can see the pattern player up here, and it basically sits where the effects normally sit. And to activate it, we use it's effects 2, so we can run it through deck A or deck B. And the other thing is I've got those decks outputted to an external mixer. This is a Pioneer mixer. Now, the way I got it working is when you first plug it in and load it up, you'll get two lots of default settings for the Traktor X1. What I did is deleted all of those. You just click on them and push delete. So I completely cleared it. And then, so that's the standard one. This is the one for the pattern player. If you look, when you want to assign them, we go down here, we go add in, and you can see pattern player appears down here. You pick each item, you go down that list, and then you assign them by pressing learn, and then you touch the button or knob that you want to assign it to. Now that works for most of the functions. The other trick is once you've added the in, if you do each one add out adds the light. So you can see here that the kits, the 909 kit, those pads are illuminated. So when we press play, which I've assigned to this one, we can see that these pads here that are illuminated match the pads up here. Now, let's just run through the functions. So we've got start, stop. Now these other ones, so the pads appear in the add-in under pattern player. We've got selector, then we've got pattern reset, clear pattern, and then the 16 pads. So I've assigned those 16 pads here, so we can see it's basically the top line is essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the way you picture it is it's the 4 across and then the second 4 across. So we're basically splitting it in half and dropping the second half below, because that way you get a visual representation. You can see that in the first 4, they're illuminated in the same pattern, and the second 4 you can see the same pattern reflected on the controller. So then the other functions are you use add in, and then we use effects unit to control these ones up here. So we can see on off, volume control. So this is done in effects unit, unit on, wet dry adjust, then knob 1, knob 2, knob 3. So I'll just show you those. Knob 1, which changes the pattern, knob 2, which changes the pitch, and knob 3, which is decay or duck if you turn that button on. Then our patterns, we change them using previous and next. So we see there as we press them, and you can see when you press them, I've added the out, so they illuminate in the same way that they illuminate on the screen. Now the only other thing I've done with this one is these, I've also allocated next. So these buttons also work on this knob, and that means you can just run through them quickly using the knob. Sorry, that's the kit selector. So you can see there how the kit changes as you run through with the browse knob. And then the other change, I've always found that with the X1, adjusting the tempo, you need to hit shift, and then the tempo control is here. I find it more natural to use it like a jog wheel. So I've assigned tempo control to these two, which are actually running on deck A and deck B. So if we push, let's play master, and then we can adjust, you can see there the tempo using the size and loop, which I find just is nice because it's a more readily accessible way to do it, and it's more in keeping with the action, like a jog wheel, I guess. Anyway, I hope you find that all interesting, because I couldn't see any other videos on YouTube describing how to do that. But what it means is that these older controllers, which a lot of tractor users will have, can be used on the newer software, and it means you don't need to buy a new controller, and you can get a lot more usability out of the system. The other thing I've discovered is that putting gaffer tape on the connectors really helps stabilize the whole system, because especially in a party environment, if it's getting bumped or whatever, it can cause the whole system to crash. So by just securing those cables a bit better, we ensure that the system's stable. Thanks very much. Hope that helps a few of you.